I'm Katherine Rake and I'm the Chief Executive of Healthwatch England. We've got a brand new responsibility, which is to champion the needs of young people as consumers of health and social care. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. The first thing to bear in mind is that children aren't mini adults, their needs are different, and that's something we've got to bear in mind in our work going forward. And the second is that actually there's a really exciting opportunity. There's nothing like getting young people around the table to challenge old ways of thinking. And after all, they're the people who are really invested in the future of health and social care. But how do we get going? Well, we're here to support you, and we've developed a toolkit to support your work with children and young people. And the way that we've started is not with a blank sheet, but actually with the experts. So that's why we've partnered today with Brook, whose day job it is to engage with children and young people. And we're going to be having a conversation right now with Brook's own young people. So what I want to know, first of all, because I'm brand new Chief Executive of Healthwatch England, and I want to know what Healthwatch can do for you. If there was one thing that you could get from Healthwatch, what would it be?
I think it's really about getting your voice heard and actually making an impact on the NHS, how you're treated and how you're listened to.
I think one of the main concerns of young people in the NHS is that they obviously it seems like they cater more for people of the elderly generation because they have more concerns and more health issues. If you're going in for like an STI checkup and the thing takes a whole day rather than just a few hours, which is what it should do, I think it's great that Healthwatch is there to make sure that young people's voices can be heard and we can make an impact and a difference.
So if it's about being heard, what advice would you give to Healthwatch in terms of making sure young people get heard and that they reach the right kind of young people? What do you think we should be doing?
I'd like to kind of see there's the professionals and maybe a gap in between that, so maybe some kind of intervention from maybe like ambassadors like ourselves or something like that can bridge the gap, give information to young people so that they can maybe be easily referred, or maybe there's a quicker way of getting into a service. And it might be about lack of knowledge as well, not knowing where to go. So, and also about maybe being a bit scared about, you know, how people are going to treat me. So maybe having someone like a peer or ambassador around the same age.
I think the worst part about being a young person in terms of with healthcare especially, and there being people at the top making these decisions, and they base them on statistics and analyses, and they do interviews with one young person and base that on a whole group, when you can't really do that. If you really want to hear the voice of young people, you need to talk to them and hear what they have to say.
Depending on the service as well, if it's something that is quite confidential or something that is really kind of maybe to be like, for example, like young people's mental health, issues like that, they might feel like I'm being judged, or they might not, again, know where to go to. So I think that those kind of issues definitely would be good to have some kind of young person representative where they can give advice and, you know, even just signpost them what to do and where to go.
But that's so important, isn't it, as well, because they may not even be anywhere near those services, because they may not think that they can, you know, take their problems anywhere.
Yeah, and access them and be heard as well.
I know a lot of people that have suffered, like Amelia said, from mental health issues, and they've been trusted out and they need to talk to someone, and they think the only solution is to go and pay for a therapist, when in fact NHS does offer counselling services, but they're not even aware of that. So it's important that Healthwatch promotes those kind of things that young people aren't too aware of. So, Katherine, what is Healthwatch's job for children and young people?
Well, for the first time ever, actually, we've got a consumer champion who's not just responsible for adults using health and social care, but actually also for children and young people. And then we've got 152 local Healthwatch spread right across England, each of which, you know, should be there in your local community to help support you in two ways, both to hear your concerns, but also critically to make sure that when people are designing and commissioning services, they get it right for children and young people. And I think that that's so important.
So how can Healthwatch help us then?
Well, the first thing is, if you've got a concern, is to come onto our website and find your local Healthwatch. So everybody should have a local Healthwatch in their area who will be there to provide information and signposting to other services, because that's one of the things everybody tells us, which is that it's so complicated.
Thank you ever so much for coming today. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Well, thank you so much. And as I say, I hope this is the beginning of a conversation. We've got this new responsibility and we've got to, you know, find our way through it. So it's really exciting for me to have started the conversation, and I hope we can carry on in the years to come. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.